the forum we've been to this week was much more important, talking 120 ministers from around the world talking about education. And as was referenced by the President, education is fundamental and is foundation. It's been very interesting in all of the sort of maelstrom of ideas from all these people around the world. I think it's been very interesting in helping, I think, the delegation from Zimbabwe really to validate some of their thinking and some of the proposals and some of the approaches that they have towards education in Zimbabwe. It's been very, very well received. It's been seen as sort of progressive, and I don't remember what my colleague said this afternoon, but he was very, very impressed the approaches that have been taken to take the education system forward. But of course the education system in Zimbabwe does face challenges, and we're very aware of those as our friends in the ministry, but the determination is there, the creativity, the ideas are there to help solve those challenges, and we ourselves in the British Council and our colleagues in the Department for International Development, as well as other partners, are there to provide support and a collaborative approach towards addressing those challenges, because the maintenance and the development of the human capital in Zimbabwe is so very critical to this program, this project of national development. So I would like to say that we are very much there to work with our colleagues in the Ministry of Education to do that. So thank you very much.
I heard good news actually that some of you want to come home for the 40th anniversary. You want to come home to celebrate in April the 40th anniversary. Why not? Why shouldn't we assist you with flights to go home and celebrate with us? We all want you to come and celebrate. The visit here has been very intense, very educative, particularly for me, who has just joined the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education. It's part of my induction in a way, just to see what the world thinks of education. What's the role of education, especially primary and secondary education, in the world, in any country at all? I have said to the Permanent Secretary and all our staff members that for me, education, I look at it, because every child in Zimbabwe has to go to school. Indeed, every child in the world has to go to school. They have to be assisted. They must be assisted so that they are able to manipulate both the economic and social environment they find. Essentially, to me, and I think the conference that we've attended here proved beyond any doubt that the essence of life is economic. Our economic relations is the economic environment, but of course with the social environment. Each of our children must be assisted or trained and educated so that they're able to manipulate the economic environment, whether the parents are there or not. And we're talking in Zimbabwe, the president is talking and the government is talking about 2030. What sort of children are we training, are we educating? What are they going to do? But as long as we educate our children so that they don't become entrepreneurs, so that they're not able to live on their own, we're making a mistake. So that's the principle that we have in Zimbabwe and the whole world. Our new curriculum, Your Excellency, emphasizes that. I joined the armed struggle in 1968 myself, for one reason only. And the reason was I didn't want to be a slave anymore. I didn't want to be a colonial slave anymore. I also wanted to own the wealth of the country. I wanted to participate in owning the economy of Zimbabwe, just like our ancestors used to do long ago. In fact, right from the beginning, because human beings have been in the world for at least 4 million years. They all own the economy. Each family owned something, owned land for their home, owned land for their cropping purposes, owned land for grazing, for livestock. I wanted, and I still want, that all of us must be rich when they're still alive. And we have to be proud of being rich. I'm sorry, I'm not one of those who say, let's be rich in heaven. Like Livingstone said, I don't believe in that, because those who are Christians know very well that Genesis in the Bible, the Christian God actually didn't create human beings first. He created wealth here on earth. And then said, God, that's what God is supposed to say. I've created wealth, but I want to go and do other jobs. That's when he created Adam. He said, Adam, this is your wealth. Here. He didn't say die first and then you'll be rich in heaven. You see, I'm not the one who wrote the Bible, by the way. It's there. So let us all be rich. And therefore let us educate and train our children to be rich. We should be proud to be rich. There is absolutely nothing wrong. If you criticize me, come to me with facts. And there's young people. I told you I went to war in 1968. I was 21, but I joined the struggle actually in 1957 when I was 10 years, when the Southern Rhodesia African National Congress was formed. I was 10 years old. We were young. Joshua Nkomoing joined the struggle, was young. Because of their successes, they were called Abadala by elderly people. Wakuru, Wakuru, by Wakuru. You see what I mean? Because of their achievements. But it is the environment that we may actually prevent you from enjoying. But you are young. We did our bit. Anybody can say whatever they want about me. At least I know I've done one good thing for Zimbabwe. I participated in the liberation of the country. And once we have done that, once we did that, we therefore should create the environment for young people to participate, because there now is the economic revolution. That's what we want. And we want entrepreneurs. That is one thing that is lacking in Zimbabwe. We have no entrepreneurs. We were trained by the Rhodesian system to think like employees all the time. Because once Cecil John, the first bank, Your Excellency, the first bank in Southern Rhodesia was Standard Chartered. It was a tent by Cecil John. I think it was Cecil John Rhodes. I think it was Market Square. And Cecil John Rhodes gave a directive that don't give loans to Africans. As a result of that, this is why you go to Bulawayo now, 70% of houses in Bulawayo have no title deeds. When I was governor for Bulawayo, I was asking people, do you have title deeds? And then they said, but we in Mathema, what is that? I said, title deeds is the document that shows that this house is yours and you can use it to access loans. And then they would say, but if I use my house to get a loan, what if it's taken away from me by the bank? So we're trained to be scared of business, to be business people. So please, be free. After I don't know whether you're a Christian or not, but I'm told some people say Jesus Christ died at 30 or 31. He was young. The Minister of Primary and Secondary Education is actually inviting every Zimbabwean and every foreigner to come and invest in Zimbabwe on issues related to education. We have 9,500 primary and secondary schools in Zimbabwe, but we still need at least 3,000 more. We have currently places for boarding schools in Zimbabwe are 24,000 only. The demand, I think, Secretary, I'm correct, the demand for boarding places in Zimbabwe is around 200,000. And the government alone can't do it alone. We don't have enough funds to build all those schools. We need, therefore, the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education. The President, therefore, needs investors in private schools. Zimbabweans must invest in private schools because we need more schools in Zimbabwe. In fact, you look at Bangladesh. Bangladesh has 70,000 primary schools. and 50,000 secondary schools. I mean, so if 70,000 private schools and 50,000 public schools. You go to Kenya, it's the same. Even in this country, we have both public and private. So I'm inviting the people who are in this room to invest in Zimbabwe. And you can rest assured, I'll do the best I can to assist you to get the land to build your own schools and make money out of the schools. I know there's always this debate, too expensive, too what, but as long as you will have your schools and build them up to the required standards, and you also follow the curriculum. So that's one area of investment. Zimbabweans, please come and invest as private owners, as owners of private schools. And out of those 9,500 schools, Your Excellency, 1,500 are privately owned in Zimbabwe, or they are owned by church organizations, or they are owned by trust schools. Come and make money out of them.